This is a U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald Ford. It is an aircraft carrier that can carry 80 airplanes on it, which is larger than a heck of a lot of countries' air forces. So the question is, what countries could one US aircraft carrier defeat or take over at the very least? Now, in terms of countries that have less aircraft than one aircraft carrier, there's a lot of them. I mean, we're talking Croatia, Portugal, the Dominican Republic. However, it's also important to note that a lot of countries like Iran, while they might say 551 aircraft, how true is that? We've seen not so true. Also, if you consider other countries like Mexico, which has 462 aircraft. However, this is including helicopters, this is including transports, surveillance aircraft, all kinds of aircraft. And in the case of Mexico, because Mexico is not worried about an invasion, they only have a handful of F-5s, which is from the 50s. Whereas Mexico and a lot of other countries have things more like this, which is a light assault aircraft, which basically looks like something from World War II, but it has more modern stuff in it. And this is designed to go against the guerrillas, the cartels, all the problems that most countries are dealing with. Whereas places like Portugal, which are a member of the NATO alliance, they do have some F-16s, about 28 of them. Now, also, you have to take into consideration when attacking a country, an aircraft carrier can't hold land. Right? They can do airstrikes, they can destroy a whole bunch of stuff, but they're not going to conquer a country. However, it also is important to note that they can bring all those aircraft onto one location. Now, they can't fly all those aircraft all at once unless there was an emergency. But a country like Portugal isn't going to have their aircraft all in one spot. So it's going to have to be spread out across the entire country, so they could only bring a small portion of them to bear in case of a conflict. Now, in the cases of both Mexico and Portugal, they're direct allies or pretty close allies and nothing would ever happen. But I do think it is important to illustrate how many aircraft an aircraft carrier has and how few aircraft entire countries have when you're talking about even developed countries.